bring us two absolute martinis. You know how I like them straight up. And then precisely 7 1/2 minutes after that, you're gonna bring us 2 more. Then 2 more after that every 5 minutes until one of us passes the fuck out.
It's up to each and every one of you, my highly trained Stratonites, my killers who will not take no for an answer. My fucking warriors will not hang up the phone until their client either buys or fucking dies!
Well. GM. G.
To the
M. Good morning, my friends. DJs, Diamond Hand fam, Forge and Fuel crew, super soldiers, 1%ers, pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out and anyone in between. Welcome back and welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel. Baby.
Woo!
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 Woo! Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah!
That's right, my friends. Here we are back live in prime time for your 697th episode of Forge and Fuel on this tremendous, no, fantastic, nay, fantabulous, no way, fantamabulous, excabulous, spectaculous Friday morning. That's right, my friends. Here we are, and I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Sroka. I'm so hyped up this morning, I'm making up doggone words for crying out loud, because we got one hell of a show on tap for you here on this beautiful Friday morning. Let me tell you that we got more laughs. We got more motivation. We got more inspiration. We got more good vibrations and overall quality conversation over the course of the next hour to hour and a half or so than you might even know what to do with. But my friends, before we dive into said aforementioned vibes, before we can tap into any mindset and motivation, I must humbly ask you to do a few things. If you can find it in that big old heart of yours to do so this morning, maybe you could take just a few brief moments to
Smash!
that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the Forge and Fuel podcast on. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell. Located right around in this area, right about here, I think, right next to that subscribe button. And if you're enjoying this morning's program, maybe you could hit that like button right about over here yonder. That way you can help that good algo go and flow on the old tube of the U variety. But maybe you don't enjoy the old YouTube, so you like a little more censorship-free platform, like the old RUM BLE.
Oh, yeah!
And if you're tuning in there this morning, my friends, well, I humbly ask that maybe you could smash the subscribe button, turn on a notification bell, and crush a like button as well if you have not already done so on the rum bell. But maybe you don't like either one of those platforms. Maybe like one of them platforms is a little more of the truth. What? Of the truth.
What?
Of the knowledge.
What?
Of the power.
What?
Of the real, raw, open national news.
What?
Of the things that the average yuppie liberal can't even handle.
What?
I tell you, it's got so much things over there that they can't even tell you what it is. They just call it the X app.
What?
And if you're watching over there this morning, my friends, that boy D's, way to crush. If you're watching over there this morning, my friends, maybe take a moment to hit that heart button. Maybe smash that repost button. Maybe even crush that quote post button. And let the people know on your X timeline why you have decided to tune in live in prime time to the Forge and Fuel this morning. And last, but certainly not least, if you are listening to this podcast on your favorite podcast directory, like Apple, Amazon, or maybe even Spotify, you could be watching along as well. If you are, maybe you could take a moment to leave us a 5-star rating, give us a subscription, give us a follow, or in all honesty, take a moment to smash the shit out of whatever button you see on your screen, as it only helps us grow and flow on all those platforms as well. Nah, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Shout out to all you beautiful humming beings who has absolutely smashed the shit out of all of those buttons here this morning and helped us get going and flowing in the algo. Let me tell you something. I appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you. You ain't hoes. You share the shows.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's doggone right, as 45 and 47 just said. But maybe you're tuning in and you ain't hit that button yet. Maybe you ain't shared the show. Maybe you ain't left a comment. Maybe you ain't gotten a live chat. Maybe you ain't helped the algo. You're sitting there saying, why should I do that?
Don't be rude.
Well, don't be rude. You're here. You know, you might as well just make it clear and let everybody else know you are. Why are you sitting over there way back in a corner in the dark? Why don't you come up here in the lights and hang out with us? What the hell are you doing? And maybe this show makes you laugh. Maybe this show makes you cry. Maybe this show makes you think and go, damn, I ain't ever thought of it that way before. And if so, don't be a hoe, share the show, be a friend, tell a friend, and let somebody know, and we will proceed with this morning's program. That's right, my friends. Pull up, come one, come all. Whip your proverbial life vehicles into the refueling station that you know as Forge and Fuel. Because, my friends, the tread may be a little thin on the tires. The old gauge might be going down to E instead of F. You know, there might be a doggone crack in the window. Maybe last few days you've been white-knuckling your way down the doggone interstate and all this stuff. Boom! Hey, it's all right. Pull on into the shop. Take a load off. If you notice over there in the corner, we got some fresh coffee for you. Okay, so hey, pour one up. Good morning, Vietnam! And why don't you just take the hands off the wheel for a little bit, okay? Woo! Woo! I'm telling you what. Damn. I'm gonna have to come back to that in a minute. Take your hands off the wheel, all right? And I'm not the one that's going to be driving your vehicle. I'm not the one that's going to be fixing your vehicle, okay? I only simply give you thoughts. Yeah, that's right. I know, contrary to popular belief, you might think I know it all. You might think I'm the one out here fixing your problems, but guess what? It ain't me. It's him speaking through me. That's why I had to pop the chain out of the collar. So I said, whoa, I got to get that on the outside. So I've been having some things move inside of me and here and there. And man, I got so many thoughts on the brain today. I can't wait to dive into today's show. So without any further hesitation or delay, well, hello, Miss Matilda. Would you like to say hi to the people? Hey, don't you step on that power box. Don't you step on that power box and turn that off again. I'll kick your ass. Where'd you go? Hey. This chicken sucker is literally sitting on the other side of the camera just staring at me. Hey, come here. Come on. Come here. Say hi to the people. Stop being an ass.
Got him!
She's literally just walking around on the all around my desk, so I can't grab her. Being a straight ass from Assville. That's all she is an ass from Assville. Don't let that cute face fool you. All those happy Catterday posts you see. She is just an ass from Assville. That's all I know. Ask Deezy. Deezy will concur. Who's to say, who's to know?
Bruh.
However, I got to shout out that guy before we go any further on this show. My man, my brother from another Derek, DZ Snow, DEEZYY, the lightweight slinging. Hey! Iron pumping, bowling ball, bench pressing. I made a couple of those yesterday. I sling some lightweight around. And I really understand why Ronnie was saying that. Not because it was lightweight at all. That was some heavy ass shit. But you're tricking your mind. You're saying, lightweight, baby, come on. You're not thinking, oh, this is heavy. This is going to be the worst thing ever. I don't know if I can be able to do this. Lightweight, baby, come on. Up. Oh, yeah, motherfucker. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you what, sometimes it just feels good to let it out. I don't know. I've worked out with Deez and I ain't ever heard him make a peep. You could build a whole workout facility inside the back of a church. Deez could put in a whole doggone workout while the sermon is going on and nobody would even know he was in there. Craziest thing I ever seen in my life. I don't even think he breathes, for crying out loud. It is the wildest thing you ever seen in all your days. Is he laughing? Yeah, he's laughing down there. Okay, I just want to make who's no. Shout out, Deez. I scroll down on the screen. We got too many doggone vidges and clips. We got all types of shit today. All right. No more hesitation. No more delay. Clearly, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Tell you what, got some good messages this morning. Had some real good connections with the creator. Shout out to the X Church space last night. Got some good thoughts there towards the beginning of the space. Just really good stuff. Really good stuff happening right now. And I got all types of good thoughts to share with you guys. So for some reason, I'm feeling the shades. I don't know why. They feel good this morning. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Future too bright. Got to keep the shades on for a little while. All right, now, so now these are a little backwards in the green room, as you can see there. I got a little too excited and I was just not paying attention. So we're gonna go in order of the agenda. So just stick with me here, and everybody watching, yeah, you guys are here. I messed up a little bit, so I'm just admitting it in front of you here and everybody. All right. So not that it's even that big of a mess up, but my friends, what am I even talking about? Well, we begin this show a very specific way. In order to have a full day, per the late, great Jim Valvano, you got to laugh, you got to cry, and you got to think. Now, I take it upon myself, we take it upon ourselves, to help you check those boxes right here on this show so you can have a full day within an hour and a half, baby. So, we deliberately check the first box on that list of laughing. A little chuckle, a good old belly roll, belly laugh, get them jelly rolls jiggling. Maybe old knee slapper. Who's to say, who's to know? Alvin and the Chipmunks. But, my friends, we begin this show with some real good laughs. These are some Friday laughs. Not NSFW, but they are definitely some Friday laughs. And you know, actually, Deez, I want to save that one. We're going to go in the order there. That, you know what? This is better. It's not a mistake. Happy little accidents turn into good things. So, your first laugh of the morning, my friends. You know, there's this trend going around on the internet right now where couples are showing up on camera together, sitting side by side and chanting a phrase that goes, "We listen and we don't judge." And some of the things that these couples are finding out via this crazy game being played on the internet are absolutely insane. It is potentially ruining relationships, and I'm starting to think that maybe some powers that be part of the system have created this game to make people ruin said relationships.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
And all I'm trying to tell you, my friends, is if you decide that you're going to play this game, you better be ready for everything to be on the table. So, my friends, we begin with a little, we listen and we don't judge.
We gotta start with, we listen and we don't judge.
All right.
We gotta say it at the same time. We listen and we don't. You gotta say it with me, dumbass.
Oh, okay.
We listen and we don't judge. Sometimes I
This is gonna be bad.
open up a couple of your beers and pour them down the drain so that you have less beers to drink. We listen.
What the fuck? Wait, what? Are you serious?
We listen and we don't.
Well, they didn't say there ain't no consequences. This is horse shit.
Say it with.
Fuck you. I count those motherfuckers. I thought I was going crazy.
Ready? We listen and I don't judge. But clearly he does. Say it with me.
Yeah.
We listen.
We judge like a motherfucker.
Okay, say it with.
They're expensive.
We listen.
Oh, shit.
Bruh.
And my boy was lit tits the whole time. He was fucked up that whole video. You could tell he probably had already been into 12, 15 of them bad boys. He just, What the fuck? It's just, that doesn't mean there's not consequences. It's just fucking. Woo! We listen and we don't judge. Oh, wow. I wonder how those amazing folks are doing today. Who's to say? Who's to know? We carry on with your show, my friends, and your morning laughs. Fuck. And we get into your second laugh of the morning, where, my friends, maybe you're not from the Midwest, like me and DEEZY. Maybe you're not from the old Rust Belt, like some of my guys and gals. Maybe you're not familiar with how it goes down in some of these small towns. Maybe you're a big city slicker. So, my friends, we're going to a local watering hole. Nice little establishment, about an hour up the street. Who's to say, who's to know? And we check in with a few fine humming beans, and let's just entitle this, When All Hell is Broken Loose and Your Last Two Brain Cells Are Fighting for Dominance.
Yeah, there's only a fucking... What, you're looking at Looney Tunes? You want to go to the moon? You want to go to the fucking moon? I'm ready. Bring it. Leprechaun. Fucking Amish. No, I'm not even. I'm Norwegian, you son of a bitch. You're not Norwegian. Yes, I am. 50%.
What's the other 50?
Yeah.
50%.
What's the other 50?
You don't want to know.
Bruh.
That shit gets me every fucking time. Because I know, I fucking know watering holes where there are two assholes that look just like that, having a conversation very much resembling what we just heard. I'm 50% Norwegian. He says, fuck you, Amish. I ain't even. Holy shit. Deez, I'm sorry. Run that back. That's too fucking good. Oh,
What are you looking at? There's only a fucking...
fucking Looney
What,
Tunes?
you're looking at Looney Tunes?
You want to go to the moon?
You want to go to the fucking moon? I'm ready.
Bring it. Leprechaun.
Fucking Amish.
No, I'm not even. I'm Norwegian, you son of a bitch.
You're not Norwegian.
Yes, I am. 50%.
What's the other 50?
Yeah.
50%.
What's the other 50?
You don't want to know.
I'm sorry. You don't want to know. Ah, shit. I'm sorry. Fuck. Woo! I'm sorry. That one gets me every damn time. Oh. Your third and final laugh of the morning, my friends, features a young man who has taken the internet by storm, because he is a motivational speaker, but a motivational speaker like you've never seen before. He is simply trying to point out the facts of life, and he is starting to really question things. My friends, joining us this morning is this young man. You may have seen him on TikTok, on InstaSlam, or somewhere in between. But here he is with a very serious question of why our brain is the way it is.
I don't get it. How does the brain remember that I forgot, but can't remember what I forgot? I really be thinking like that, and it really pisses me off. I don't get it. How does the brain remember that I forgot, but can't remember what I forgot? I really be thinking like that, and it really pisses me off.
I can't fucking breathe.
Bruh.
Oh shit.
Why does the brain remember that I forgot, but it can't remember what I forgot? Oh boy. Well, my friends, if you only had 2 brain cells left that were fighting for dominance, you may only have 1 now this morning, my friends, after that shit. Who's to say, who's to know? However, there are your morning laughs as we begin this show. Hope you enjoyed those. Oh, yeah, the chat enjoyed them. Shout out to all you beautiful humming beings. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great. Hey, whether you're tuning in on X, on YouTube, on Rumble, know that the live chat is open for you. And we love seeing you guys in there. Shout out to everybody already in the live chat. No matter what you're on, dive in. It is always open, whether you got thoughts, perspective, you just want to drop some laughs, you want to say great morning, you got a question, whatever it is, drop it in the live chat. And if you don't know, you won't know. We got a whole 3rd segment of the show that's dedicated to connecting with you on the opposite side of that screen and seeing what you got to say each and every day. But my friends, speaking of segments, it appears to me as potentially that it may be time to get into that first segment of the day. So a few reminders before we do. Get yourself a fresh cup of water. Oh, that's a fresh filter. Man, fresh reverse osmosis filtered water is just decalcifying the pineal gland as we speak. If you wouldn't mind, maybe hitting a like or repost. Don't be a hoe, share the show. Maybe get yourself a fresh cup of Java. Little black elixir of heaven, if you will. Oh, man. What did I put in that? Maybe it's... Oh, the fresh filter in the... That's why it tastes like it tastes. Oh! Damn. That is like silk. Woo! I can't stop. Wow. All right, I'm gonna come back to that in a minute. And another reminder, my friends, to get out your notebooks, your pens, or your pencils. If you're a mistake-prone human being, just so you can erase, you ain't got a bunch of scribbles everywhere. I'm not trying to judge. I'm just trying to give you some advice. Maybe an iPad, a magic pen, maybe a big piece of parchment, a large feathery quill, and a nice old big jar of ink. Whatever you might need to keep track of the knowledge and insights about to come your way. Because, my friends, no matter what you're doing, we're getting into the first segment of the day. Where we get that mindset going and flowing. We sharpen the edges of that proverbial battle weapon that allows us to clear the obstacles in our path and go forward into opportunity. If that sounds like something you need, well, sit back, relax, tap in, strap in, lock in, as the first arrow of the day comes your way. Friends and family, it's time for your sharpening session. Alrighty then, my friends. Here we are back live in primetime for your first segment of the day, your sharpening session, here on episode 697 of Forge and Fuel, baby. If you haven't checked your calendar yet today, it is March the 28th, 2025, and I hope you're ready to come alive. Because, my friends, this morning we got some vibes. Now, before we go any further, let me tell you the topic of the day. Let me tell you how we're about to begin, friends and family. If you didn't check the title of the show, you may not know. If you didn't see the thumbnail, you may not know where we're about to go. So before I catch a flow, let me tell you and let you know that this morning's opening topic is it you or what you do? Is it you or what you do? And to kick things off this morning, my friends, I'm going to do a little something than we typically don't do, a little something different. And usually we get right into, some thoughts, right down a rabbit hole, all this stuff. But this morning, we're going to watch a little video. I got to fix this here. I keep hitting my doggone hat on the pillow. There we go. We're going to watch a little video. What type of video, you might ask? Well, yesterday, I was doing a little this, doing a little that. And I had a podcast on in the background. And that podcast was the Modern Wisdom Pod, featuring Chris Williamson, obviously, talk about him ad nauseum on this show, and John Delony. I believe it's John Delony, Delony. And I had no idea who John was before this show. And in all full transparency, I was shaving. I was getting the lines look real nice. I got me a new shaver in the mail yesterday. I was all types of excited. I was feeling, hey, if you got a beard and you get a new shaver, a new trimmer in the mail, it's like Christmas morning. It's just, the greatest feeling. Tell you what. So when I'm doing that deed, I usually like to listen to a podcast. So I'm scrolling through some podcasts. I don't see anything I'm really all too interested in. Whatever, Joe. I'm up to date on Joe Rogan. He hadn't dropped his new episode yet. Ooh, Modern Wisdom. I started scrolling through, and the title of this show I was like, I don't know. But then for some reason I said, you know what? Let me click on it. And I start listening, and I like John. I like the thoughts. I like his vibe. I like his energy. Okay, I'm listening. So they start going down this rabbit hole, and they're here, they're there, they're everywhere. And I'm starting to get a grasp of what they're talking about. And then about a quarter way in, all of a sudden they get into this topic that just stops me. I put down my razor, I grab the notebook, and I start writing notes. And I said, hey, this has got to be the motivation minutes, Freudian slip. This has got to be the sharpening session tomorrow. So my friends, to kick things off, we watch a little bit longer of a video. It's about 5 minutes long, but it is Chris and John going back and forth on this exact topic. And I thought, instead of beating the horse to death, I'll let them talk about it. And then I'll share a little bit of insights, touch on a couple of key things that I think are real valuable, especially as we go into this weekend. We don't see each other for a few days. And I think it is a real nice cherry on top of the proverbial sundae that we've had all week long. So, my friends, we begin by welcoming on Chris Williamson and John Delony, and this is their convo on is it you or what you do?
To be able to sit with, people actually want to be here for this. There's a degree of discomfort.
Not for this, for you.
Yes.
And that's hard to hold.
James, you spoke about him earlier on, the other half of Newtonic. I fucking love this story. I tell it all the time, but I fucking adore it. He did a load of mushrooms. I won't mention the country in case they're going to kick him out. Did a load of mushrooms on a rock. And this question came to him. And the question was, do people love you for who you are or for what you do? And, people loving you for what you do feels transactional. It feels flimsy. It feels volatile. And, the subtext is, if I stopped doing what I do, then the love would be taken away from me as well. What we want is people to love us for who we are, because it feels grounded and forever. It's attached to our sense of self, where our work isn't. And it's rigid, right? And, I told this story on the pod, and someone asked, well, it's an interesting question, but a more interesting question is, do you love you for who you are or for what you do? Because a lot of the time we want the world to love us for who we are. Meanwhile, we love us for what we do.
That's right.
So you're asking the world to show up for you in a way that you're not prepared to show up for yourself.
That's right.
You don't love you for who you are,
That's right.
for the fact that you actually care about other people, that you have empathy, that, yeah, sure, it looks a little bit wimpy when you cry at Christmas films, but it's because you've got a soft side to you,
right.
or because you're really reliable, like genuine good traits that are as timeless as you can be. No. You've judged yourself on the last 10 hours of productivity and the fact that you got distracted on YouTube for 30 minutes, despite the fact that you've crushed it. Even if you look at your productivity over the last 6 months, you've crushed it as well. But no. You know exactly where your shortcomings lie and the scabs that you can pick at and the scars, and you know exactly what to say to yourself to torture yourself about these things. And you're not a nice friend to you, but you want the world to be a nice friend to you. You want the world to love you for who you are, meanwhile you love you for what you do. Yeah. And I just thought that was such a lovely little...
No, I think that's cut me off if you've heard me talk about this. It was after book number 2 comes out. So I grew up in a house, we didn't have a lot, right? And money was electric. It was always a sense of tension. Always. And the book comes out. My wife and I, she was raised by teachers. My dad was a policeman and then he became a minister. So a
lot of authority.
My therapist, when I walked in, I was like, my dad's a cop and a minister. She was like, get in the lake house, right? It's very happy.
We've got lots to work with.
Very happy. But both of us come with not a lot, right? And so then you find yourself in this wild new world, right? Of abundance. Don't know psychology for it. I'm downstairs. My family has come and they've been with us maybe 7 to 10 days, too long. And they know it. I know it. It's that strange, like, it'd be good if y'all left. And they're like, would be good if we left. And it's just that awkward. They leave. I've got COVID as they're leaving. And then I'm working out in the gym in my basement. My manager calls and he says, hey, you know, those 2 speaking event gigs that we were hoping to land, you got a second? And the way he called, I was like, oh man, we didn't get it. He calls and starts yelling into the phone, we got him! And I start yelling because these were the last 2, like transformational financially for me. And I start cheering. I start yelling, yeah! My wife comes downstairs into the basement. She's like, what are you yelling about? And I was like, we got him! I'm going to speak at this thing and this thing. And she's a very stoic West Texas woman, like just will withdraw and wait till things are calm. She didn't do that. She came forward this time. And she got this close, which is not how she does conflict. And she said, I'm watching my husband die and I'm watching him cheer the whole way. And I'm gaunt, I'm exhausted, I'm sweaty, I'm sick, I'm peopled out, and I'm cheering. And then she said this, she said, the pie piece, the pie chart of how much I love you and the pie piece for how much money you make is full. And then she said, we have enough. And she turned and walked away. And I angrily was like, what the hell's enough? And it was psychology for it. And I didn't understand, what does that mean when someone just says, no, I picked you. The joke in our house is she bought real low on me, right? Like she bought when the stock was
Bitcoin at 5 cents.
Really low on me. Yeah. She's like, I picked you. And this is cool. This is awesome. But I picked you. And at part of the exchange, she was like, you can go do your speaking events. I told you when I married you, I would never tell you no. Go do it. This is for your ego. This is not for us. And I got hot, but then I went straight to the therapist's office. But we ended up in this moment. She said, I want you to take your fist and put it in your chest and say the words to me, I love this man. And that was the first time I was like, oh, I'm over my head. I'm stuck. I couldn't say the word. I couldn't do that act. And in front of another grown woman, I could not say, I love this guy. And then I was like, oh, I got a problem, right? I'm asking the world to give me something that I won't honor myself to give myself. It's tough. It's tough.
Woo! Talk about some heavy hitting thoughts to get us started right off the rip. Shout out to Chris and John. Man, when they were going back and forth on that, and you see, I wanted to make it a little longer. It could have just been a little clip in that little part, but to have them build and John go all the way down the rabbit hole and then finish with what he finished with. And here in front of God and everybody right now, I love this man. I love who I am. I love the fire and the flame and the darkness that I have overcome and who I am now. You asked me that same question this time last year. I don't know if I could have looked in this camera and said it. And that is what this show is a living, breathing example of what you can do if you just choose to apply the right mindsets, to think positively, to lean on your creator, to do the simple little things we talk about all the damn time. And if you can't do that, go look yourself in the mirror like I always talk about and say, I love you. I love what you've become. You got some work to do, but that's okay. You know what you need to work on. And the first damn thing is loving you, loving your life, that you got an opportunity. And I owe each and every one of you a thank you, because far too long, I thought some of you were, I thought you were just showing up for this, for everything and this and that. But I thank you for showing up for me, for the things and who I am and what I do. And even though maybe some of us have disagreements in the past, we've come back to the table and gained an understanding better about each other and why we tick the way we do and why we operate the way we do. And I've seen so many of you take off that mask and not be afraid to show the real, raw, open version of you to everyone around. And I'm so proud to be that example, to be somebody that isn't afraid to just be themselves. You know, I walked in the gym yesterday and it's the same girl at the front desk, and they're starting to know me in there, but it's the new gym I'm going to, so they don't really know. And every time I walk in, she's in there, and I scare. She said, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" "Oh, I'm doing fantastic. If I was any better, I'd be twins." And she just kind of chuckles at me. I said, "Why are you laughing? What's the alternative?" She said, "Huh, I haven't really thought about that." I said, "You want my happy ass walking in here, dragging my knuckle thing? Oh, hi, I'm fine. Thanks for noticing me." Or I could come in here bouncing around like Tigger on my springy tail, and you notice the light shining every time, and it makes you laugh, and then we go about our ways. What's the alternative? What would you rather me do? She says, "Wow, I never thought about it that way." It's that easy to be the example. You can set that tone. It's all right to be the 1%er. Everybody else is walking by that person. "Hey, how you doing?" "Fine." "Hey, how's it going?" "Good." "Hey, how are you today?" "I'm all right." What is going on? You woke up this morning. You have so much ability. I think the reason why we respond to that is because we're so focused in what we do. We're not focused in who we are in the here, the now. We're worried about the past, the present, the future, the this, the that, the all that could happen. Time doesn't exist. Present, past, future, none of it matters. It's all a culmination of now. And I just might be making some content in regards to that goes real deep down the rabbit hole. I was up till midnight last night in the rabbit hole of the holographic fractal universe theory and how it ties in with our creator and our ability to create an energy, frequency, and vibrations. My friends, I might have found the secret of creation, and it all comes down to us and our willingness to just let go, our willingness to just realize we've been gifted this place. We won the 400 trillion to 1 lottery, and whatever that purpose, that passion, whatever it is why we're here. And so many people don't find it because they're worried about what they do and paying bills and got to do this and got to go here and got to go there and make sure everybody sees me, instead of making sure he sees you and making sure you're in the right track every single day. I'll ask you this. If you didn't do what you did, would certain people still be around you? If you didn't have the things you have, would certain people still surround themselves with you? Would they be by your side? Do they love you for you? And I can honestly say that what we have built with the Diamond Hand Media Group, if it all failed tomorrow, we have built such strong bonds within the network that we can't help to carry on this life with each other. Our lives have intermeshed and intertwined, and we have grown together. And if you're thinking, how is that possible? That's just some random community. It's not some random community. It's so much deeper than that. And we don't care about each other for what we do. We care about each other for who we are. You know, I love Kelly O and Pride Stanford for Kelly O and Pride Stanford. Not because they bake a shitload of bread and are going to be millionaires off of bread. I love Live Dog because of Live Dog. Not because of he's one of the most hardworking, hardwood hauling humming beans in the whole wide world and he takes care of his family laws. I just love Live Dog. I love DZ for DZ. Because Deezy's just one of the sweetest, kindest, wouldn't fucking hurt a fly, even if the fly came up and smacked him in the nuts. The dog, I fucking love the kid for him. I don't care that he's a brick shit house and he lifts all these weights, and I love the kid for him. You know, and I think about so many people. I love Chris Ahumada for Chris Ahumada. Not because he's turned into Chris Oswalmada and dove out and started trying to start his own business and break out of the matrix. That's dope. But if all that failed, I'd still love Chris for Chris, and Angel for Angel, and Jared for Jared. All of you guys that show up, that are consistent, that are persistent, that's what we've built. Something that allows you to be you and not be judged off of what you do. As society wants to rank you. Why do you think people ask you what you do the first thing? Because they want to know what type of respect they should give to you. I just say I'm a podcaster. Tell them I'm in networking and entertainment. Oh, that ain't nothing. Dumbass. I'm just a YouTuber, bro. Imagine. I also thought about, you want the world to love you, but you don't love you. You know, isn't that interesting? We want everybody to love us for us, but we love what we do. And we can't even look in the mirror, so we just take action and we just get lost in the sauce. We don't even love who we are. We're not trying to become the best version of ourselves, but we want everybody to love us as the best version of ourselves. We can be our toughest critics in those moments. You know, as Chris was talking about, you know, you've been crushing the game. You've killed this entire day. You murdered the week. If you look over the last 6 months, the amount of growth that you have gone through in every area and aspect, you have been delivering. But because you wasted one 15-minute cycle scrolling through social media, or because you watched one episode of something on Netflix, or because you decided to play one game of Madden, all hell's gone. Oh, no. Oh, man, I'm a failure. I'm terrible. I'm the worst. I didn't lock in. Oh, no. Those moments are needed. Look at how much you've been crushing it. It is so interesting. We're not loving us for us in those moments. We're loving what we do. And it's the fatal downfall of entrepreneurs, type A's, 1%ers. They don't have an off button. They don't have the ability to say, as Alex Hormozy said on one of the clips yesterday, they don't have the ability to quit. And when they step off the path, if only just a little bit, to take a little rest, it makes them feel so messed up that they got to just get back on the path. Okay, I got to get back doing something. What the hell? This is fucked. Oh, man, I messed up. If you have that inside of you, that's great. That's an amazing fire. But don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be your hardest critic. Start loving yourself and realize that you're going to miss the mark sometimes. And maybe the easier you are on yourself, the easier it is going to be to pull yourself up when you inevitably fall. But if all you do is beat yourself up when you inevitably fall, that's what happens when you walk down the path of life. You're going to say, see, I told you, dumbass. See, way to go, Colt. You stupid. That way. See, I don't even like talking like that. I can't talk to myself like that. That doesn't feel right. We only speak positive. We only speak good around here. And I'm telling you what, some of this other content I'm thinking about, I could go down the whole rabbit hole of that universal fractal universe or holographic fractal universe. I'm still learning, but it really tied some things together. I think I'm going to start going down that rabbit hole. However, some final thoughts here. Forget the action and focus on you. You know, don't beat yourself up over missing the mark or what you're doing or what's going on. Just do better next time. Just pick yourself back up and just keep going. Don't worry about taking action. Just stay on the path. It doesn't matter what action you take as long as it's on the path. It's okay if sometimes you don't know what's right, what's wrong. Maybe it doesn't even matter. And maybe you got to start focusing a little bit more on your relationship with the Creator. If you want to truly make that walk easier, that's where it all starts. And I'll leave you with this story. It's the story of the three princes. And there was this great king, and he had an amazing kingdom, sprawling many, many lands. And he put out a message across the land to three princes. He said, whichever one of you can walk in a straight line to my kingdom, I will gift you my kingdom. but you must start from where you are and make it directly to me. So the first prince, all excited, takes off, and he says, I know what I'll do. I'll focus on this path every single doggone moment, my footsteps on it, every action I'm taking, everything in between. I know I will walk straight. And after only a few hundred feet, he looks back and he realizes he's veered way off to the left. So he tries to correct, and he looks back and he is now way off to the right. And inevitably, that prince never reaches the kingdom. The second prince, all excited, seeing that the first prince failed, he says, oh, I got this now. I'm not worried about that path. I'm going to make sure I watch the scenery and everything going on around me. And I'm going to look left and right. And the more I look left and right, I'm going to make sure the same scenery looks the same. And I'm going to be in the same direction. And only after a few hundred feet, he realizes that through looking left and right, it's thrown off his whole equilibrium. He's forgotten the path. He didn't even realize he was walking, and he has veered far off to the left, so far that he can't even find the path again. The third prince shows up to the path, and he looks up before he does, and he sees a light way out there at the top of the kingdom. And he doesn't focus left, he doesn't focus right, he doesn't worry about the path. He just fixes his focus on the light. And 1 foot at a time, almost as if that light is guiding his steps, he makes his way to the kingdom. And as he walks in a straight line, he makes it perfectly there. And the king says, how did you do this? I have to keep my word. This is not possible. The prince said, I forgot everything else. I just followed the light. So maybe it's not even about that destination, my friends. It's about the light that's pulling you to the destination. It's not about your action, not about the scenery and everything going on, not about all the people around you. As we go back to yesterday, maybe notice a grape or two. Maybe you can notice a little vineyard, but keep your focus on that light, not the destination, not the kingdom, because he would have veered off too. Because he would have started thinking about the kingdom and it would have got lost in his sightline. And then, oh no, I don't see the kingdom anymore. What am I doing? He just kept his eyes on that light. So my friends, do you love what you do? Or do you love you? And I'm proud to say that I love me. And it comes easily. And I hope that through this show, through the example we set, that if you're not already saying that, you too can say that one day with all the confidence, all the gusto, and all the energy in the world. Even Matilda liked that one. Is it you or what you do? Great thoughts there this morning. That's all I got for you on your opening segment of the day. Hope you got some good perspective, some knowledge, some insight. Shout out to all you beautiful humming beings live in prime time in the chat. I see you over there. I'm looking over there at my monitor, but you're over there technically on the screen. Shout out to each and every one of you beautiful humming beings. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, maybe hit a like, hit a repost, leave a comment, hit a quote post. Let the people know on the timeline while you're tuned in live in prime time. Don't be a host. Share the show. If you got somebody you know could use these vibes, well, throw it their way and get them to lock in with you on the opposite side. Because, my friends, it's time to keep this proverbial showboat surfing through the waves of wisdom. Surfing through the waves of wisdom. All the way over to Insight Island. As we get into your second segment of the day, my friends and family, it is time for your Reaction Refinery. Alrighty then, my friends. Here we are back live in prime time for your second segment of the day, your Reaction Refinery, here on episode 697 of Forge and Fuel on this fantastic Friday morning, March the 28th, 2025. And if you're not feeling alive, well, that's okay, because we got plenty more vibes. And without any further hesitation or delay, we get into your 1, 2, 3, and 4 clips of your refinery. Clip number 1 features a man who I hold in high esteem. He sits in high regard in my book, because when I was in a deep, dark place in my life, he was shared to me by the one and only Chris Schaus. Wonder if old Christopher's out there anywhere in the world seeing my face laughing right now. Who's to know? Shout out to you, Schaus. But when I was in a deep, dark place, I was shared the man, the myth, the legend, Navy SEAL, Jocko Willink. And this morning, Jocko joins us to share one of my favorite perspectives of his, something that really smacked me in the face and made me get serious about starting to control my anger. And from the moment that I applied this, I have had multiple people tell me that they could see a noticeable change. So I know this works. I know this is the real deal. As much as you might hate him saying it, as much as you might not like it and you think he's talking right to you, I'm telling you, my friends, this right here is some great perspective and some key points on losing your temper.
Temper is a weakness. It's a weakness. It's a weakness to lose your temper. When you lose your temper, you're showing everyone around you that you can't control yourself, that you can't control your emotions. And if you can't control your emotions, how can you control anything? It's immature. It messes up your decision-making process. When you're getting all emotional, all freaked out about something, you're losing your mind. You're not going to make good decisions. And everybody sees that and everybody knows it. So what you have to do is stay calm. Take a step back, take a breath, get control of yourself, and then proceed forward.
Oh boy, smacks me every time, because losing your temper, everybody can see. It's not something that everybody sees it, right? And usually there's blowback, there's wave, there's more people get impacted by it than just the person that you're getting mad at or whatever's happening or in traffic, whatever it is. And it's just a weakness. It's just a sign that you can't go, all right, what's next? It's a sign that when the dish breaks, all you do is, fuck this shit, oh my gosh! Instead of, whoa, okay, the dish broke. That sucks. I don't like this feeling, but let me turn this feeling into something better. Let me use this as fire to fuel me up to get me in the right direction. If you can't control your emotions, why would anybody expect you to be able to control anything? And that's what really slaps me, man. If you can't control yourself, how are you ever going to be able to control anything? One of the craziest thoughts I've ever gone down, one of the wildest rabbit holes. And the more you think on that, the more you really think how you act and how you move and the things you do and the way you interact with people. And man, oh man, is why we just talk about being the light out in this world, because so many people bring their darkness and throw it on other people for no fucking reason. The clerk at the grocery store, the gas station attendant, the person behind you or in front of you in traffic, whatever it is, they're so in this darkness, so worried about what they do and what they're doing, that they're hurting the lives of other people. How dare you? You have the audacity to go about in this world and taking away from other people's joy, taking away from other people's positivity, throwing bullshit in people's faces, leaving people worse than when you found them? How dare we? How dare we have the audacity to do that? And I say we because we've all done it. We've all been there. We've all missed the mark. We've all thrown the bird to somebody in traffic that cut us off. But who knows what that might spiral into? So why be that person? Why not just control your emotions? Why not just laugh? Even if you're madder than a motherfucker, maybe just laugh. And maybe things might be okay. Who's to say, who's to know, baby? Your second clip of the morning, my friends, features another high-level human being. Not actually sure who this man is. However, he is definitely of the 1%. As you will see in this video, he has done a thing or two to get him to a certain spot or three in society. So, my friends, joining us this morning is that man. And we're going to watch a little video, a little vlog, short clip of his life and why your mindset is holding you back.
Thank you.
Shame you're driving it illegally with no number plate.
Oh, it's alright. She found the one negative thing that she could possibly think of and made sure that she told me that thing because she felt that bad about the fact that she is doing what she's doing and doesn't have this thing. And that is everything that is wrong with people's mindset that are poor. Rather than be super happy for someone and using that as motivation not to be carrying shit for other people, she had to try and belittle me with the only thing that she could.
Lovely
Weird.
car.
Thank you.
Shame you're driving it illegally with no number plate.
Oh, it's alright. She found the one negative thing that she could possibly think of and made sure that she told me that thing because she felt that bad about the fact that she is doing what she's doing and doesn't have this thing. And that is everything that is wrong with people's mindset that are poor. Rather than be super happy for someone and using that as motivation not to be carrying shit for other people, she had to try and belittle me with the only thing that she could.
Oh, I haven't been able to whistle lately. I can do the high one. I gotta stop trying. So, man, I haven't whistled in a long time. I usually whistle. I gotta work on my whistling. What the fuck? However, that's not what we're talking about here. Your mindset is holding you back. He's driving his car. Oh, beautiful car. She comments the Lambo. She says, oh, shame you're driving around with no number plate. Gotta comment on the one little thing. You know, I think about that Jack Harlow line. Have you ever spoken something into existence, or do you just talk about other people's lives? And that's really stuck with me because I'm a person who speaks things into existence. I'm a person who creates. I'm a person who goes forth. I don't sit around and talk shit about people. I don't sit around and spread drama. I don't sit around and hinder what other people are doing. Ask anybody around me if they go for something. The first thing I say is, oh, fuck yeah, bro. What do you need from me? How do we do it? Let's fucking hey, here's what I was thinking. Maybe you could try it this way. Maybe you could do it this way. Sometimes I got to pull the fucking reins back on me. Say, whoa, hey, chill out. Love the stuff. Just wanted to tell you. Oh, my bad. Okay, sorry. I'm in your corner. Let me know. You need something. I'm here. I'm ready to help. It's not a competition with me. And that's so many people. That's why poor people stay poor. It's why they never break out. They stay stuck in the system, stuck in the cycle, stuck in that shitty ass mindset. And that goes all the way back to, are you happy with you or what you do? And most people ain't even happy with what they do. And then on top of that, they're not happy with them. So they're double negative. Their whole life is shit. No wonder they can't look in the mirror. No wonder they only tell you they're fine. No wonder they can't look you in the eyes. No wonder they don't stand tall and take up space when they walk in a room, because everything is negative. They hate what they do. They hate who they become. Please, for the love of goodness, don't let that be you. If you hate what you do, make a change. You know how many jobs are out there right now? You know how many people want to hire you? People want workers. It is not hard. If you have some type of baseline skill, go apply that somewhere, and I guarantee you somebody's going to hire you for it if you're having trouble and you hate what the fuck you do. If you have a passion, I guarantee you somebody will pay you for it in some way, regard, and then maybe you can figure out how to do it yourself. And then maybe you can figure out how to create your own business. And then maybe you could sell that business, and then boom, you broke out of the doggone matrix. Now, that's not going to happen in 2 to 3 weeks, more like 20 to 30 years. But if you want real growth, real wealth, real attainable shit in this life, that's what you got to go after. Or you can just spend your whole fucking life picking up shit, moving boxes, doing dumbass work that nobody wants to do. Every time anybody asks you what you do, you hate to fucking tell them what you do, but you do anyway. And then you bitch about overtime and this and that and the third. Why? Just because you got to pay a bill? What if money doesn't matter? What if time is bullshit? What if all that matters is making sure you're happy and you're in your purpose and you're in your passion doing what you need to do. And maybe you are so far off the path doing what you're doing right now that you don't even realize you're on the wrong path. It's just a lie you've been sold. Who's to say? Who's to know? Your third clip of this morning's show builds on a point I was just making right there. Features a man who goes by the name of Anton Kreil. And here he joins us from the London Bridge to show us and teach us a very valuable lesson on the value of time.
Here right now, this is the end result, okay? So all of these guys were on London Bridge, okay? They're all walking to London Bridge station from the city. I think it's about 20 past 5 right now. If you come in the morning, they're all walking the other way. Now, this is the end result. They've all got the corporate job, they've got the monthly salary, they've probably all got liabilities every month. And essentially what they're doing in this labor market is they're working for nothing, because at the end of every month, their salary's coming in net, they've got their liabilities, they pay out, what's left they spend. So essentially, they're swapping their time for free. That's what they do. That's the end result of coming through the traditional system. And this is what they've got. You know, and I don't like seeing it. And, you know, it's, to me, it's just madness. It's crazy.
Man, salary is the drug they give you to forget your dreams. How crazy is that? How crazy is that thought to think about? Is that they go, they come, they go, they come, they get their salary, they take care of their liabilities, the credit card debt, the whatever, and then they blow the rest on pointless shit. Instead of investing in the markets, instead of taking that money and stockpiling it, and then all of a sudden after a year or two, you realize all the bullshit you spent totals up to a couple $1,000s, maybe even 5 digits potentially, and now you got a little nest egg to go invest in some real estate, to go invest in a piece of land, to start getting the ball rolling on a real rock solid, firm, passive income source for yourself. And who knows what other area avenue you could get into, but that's how you begin to break out. And if that sounds so just out here in left field and, oh, I could never do that, that's why that doesn't make it, it's not. They make it seem like it is so hard and so confusing, and it's really not. It's confusing when you go out there by yourself and you try to figure it out and you're throwing shit at the wall and you're taking hits. Investing is a contact sport, my friends. And if you do not have enough padding to take a few hits, you shouldn't even get in the game. But maybe you do have padding, you just don't realize it because you're spending it on Starbucks. You're spending it on the movies. You're spending it on all these pointless fucking subscriptions. Why do you need Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, and fucking Roku and Apple TV? Why do you need all 5 of those? What is the point of that? So you can watch any show, anytime, anywhere you want? Like, who gives a fuck? If you're that worried about watching a show, putting on the willing suspension of disbelief, the veil of reality, putting it over your head, if you're that concerned about doing that, you're not locked in. You're not doing what it takes to be a 1%er. You're not doing what it takes to get out of that cycle. Any moment you have to do something different, to be a 1%er, it should be that. Now, to go back to the beginning, it's okay to take a break here, to take a break there. But do we need all those things, or can we just survive off of Amazon? That would take care of all of our shipping. We could get our groceries. We could save some money. We could get all of our things. And we got a bunch of shows and movies all at the same time. But do we need to pay for Netflix and all those things too? I just offer you simple little things, little tweaks that can save you some money. And then all of a sudden you say, whoa, I got more money than I realized. Let me move this here. Let me move this here. Let me sit on that for a minute. Matter of fact, let me go put this in a money market account. Or actually, let me actually put it over here. We talked about that a while ago. I'll get some dividends back on that money. I'll reinvest it. And then, wow, I'm gaining money on my money instead of just throwing this into a savings account. And now all of a sudden I got more money than I really even would have started. Holy shit, let me let me take this and now go invest in something greater. And that's how the rich get richer. And then once they get into the big games, they use good debt to just continually shift and avoid taxes and move into bigger and better properties and continue the cash flow. And that's why they buy yachts and jets and all the shit, because they got to move money somewhere. They're making too much fucking money. They figured out the key. They figured out how to do it. They have just continued to build and exponentially grow the compound interest vehicles. So they got to move the money somewhere. And the government literally says, please do this so we don't hit you with taxes. But the system tells you, oh, well, you got to pay your taxes. And, oh, President Trump avoided his taxes. Every fucking billionaire does, you Looney Tunes. That's why every single one of them has 15 G-Wagons, because it's over 7,000 pounds. And why the Lamborghini Urus is so popular right now, because it's over the tax and it's a complete fucking write-off. And when you make oodles and oodles of money, you got to figure out ways to not have to pay people who didn't give you those oodles and oodles of money, and you figured out other ways. I'm just trying to give you the secrets here. You know, people are paying millions and billions of dollars for shit that I'm telling you right now, for people who have gone far down the path. And I'm not no millionaire or billionaire by any means, but you best bet your ass I am making these moves that within 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 30 to 40 years, holy shit, I'm so glad I made those moves I made. And I'll be on that bridge, making content like that, showing people what's possible, having all of this from the beginning, that you can see just how far you can take it with a little dedication, a little determination, a touch of drive, and just a little bit of knowledge. Who's to say, who's to know? Your fourth and final clip of the show, my friends, features another high-level humming being. He is the New York lawyer or New York attorney. I can't remember what NY attorney. I can't remember what he goes by on Instagram. However, he is the one and only James Sexton. And he joins us this morning with some perspective. I mean, this is a bomb right here. Smack you in the soul, cherry on top of the sundae. A question and perspective on what do you esteem outside of yourself?
You were so drawn to it then?
Because we jam it down their throats. Are you kidding me? Why do people do it? Because what's in front of you all the time? Open your Instagram right now. Yeah. It's just cleavage and money. That's all it is, endlessly, over and over again. And it's become this intertwined cycle of value, where it's like, well, if I have a beautiful woman, she has value. And if she's with a high value man, then she's valuable. So she has to maintain a certain level and I have to maintain a certain level of wealth. And it's all like late capitalism. It's all what happens when you just don't believe in anything and you don't have anything underlying there's no principle. And again, I don't think it has to be God. Maybe that's heretical of me to say. I don't think it has to be. I think it just has to be, there has to be some common dream. There has to be some thing that brings us all together, something bigger than the self. Like we have spent, since I grew up, since the 70s and 80s, everything was the self-esteem curriculum. Everything was self-esteem. You could be president. You could be amazing. What do we esteem other than the self now? What do we esteem other than the self? Money? Money's just an expression of the self. Beauty? It's part of the self. Celebrity? It's the ultimate expression of the self. So what do we esteem other than self? That's what's interesting to me. In your culture, whatever culture it is, when you say you have self-esteem, of course you have self-esteem. Of course I like me. What a shocking thing to say. How controversial that you like yourself. Yeah. That's like saying, I think my kid is cute. It's not shocking that you think your kid is cute. What's interesting to me is, what do you esteem other than self?
Man, I love James. That man just be hitting it sometimes. What do you esteem other than self? And I want to go back first, and I think it should be God. You know, and I'm not saying he's a heretic or anything at all for saying that. Maybe some people just need to hear what he said, but that's why I talk so adamantly and vehemently about what I have found, because I know its power. I know its purpose. It's why I wear this around my neck at all times. It's why I think and I move as if Jesus is sitting right here, because I know the power that is behind that. Because if you're just asking and wanting and wishing for things and throwing it out in the universe, you don't know what type of entity or being could attach on to that. And we know the spiritual war that's going on between good and evil. So why would you not make sure that it gets signed, sealed, and delivered directly to the Most High in Jesus' name and allow the things to work for you? Allow the Most High to do what he needs to do in your life. Instead of trying to take the action, instead of worrying about what everybody else is doing, what all the scenery is, notice a grape or two and let him lift your steps. You say, Cap, how the hell lift my steps? How does that happen? What do you mean? I know it sounds crazy, but the more you let go, the more you gain control. The more you stop trying to white knuckle your way and hold on to the steering wheel of the car of life and make it go perfect and not ever do anything, the chances of you crashing are so much higher than when you let go of the wheel and just open your hands to blessings. Open your hand for the greatest hand to guide and lead you. If you don't know what to ask for, just ask to be guided and led. Here I am, send me, hold my hand on your path to the road to glory. That's all we need to do. And, you know, I start to think about, what do you esteem more than you? And I really sat back and thought about that. And I said, you know, especially with this whole topic, is it you or what you do? And oh my gosh, this whole cherry on top of the sundae. Whoa, shit. Should I not like me? What the hell? Should I not love me? This is a totally different side of the coin. And I think that in this situation, you know, you really got to sit back and think. You really got to think about, is all my culmination just in me, or do I have a greater purpose outside of me? And see, I started thinking about it, and yeah, I do. I love putting on events for people to be able to connect with other high-level human beings and disconnect from the monotony of this world and have a little fun, enjoy some food, enjoy some drink, enjoy some entertainment, have that in behind them. I love watching people grow. I love creating and sharing ideas and thoughts and seeking the truth and helping others find it too. I love connecting with my creator and helping others find that same relationship. I esteem a lot outside of myself. And I spend a lot of time, those 4 or 5 things. That's what we talk about. That's the money right there. 4 or 5 things. Do you have those things you esteem, or is it just all in you? Man, James brings up some great points there. Who's to know? Shout out Mr. Sexton, Anton Cryle, Jocko Willink, and the other young man in the Lambo for some wonderful perspective and thoughts on this fantastic Friday morning in your Reaction Refinery. Well, my friends, it's time to get into your third and final segment of the day. Referenced it at the top of the show, but if you don't know, you won't know. So let me remind you, baby, that if you got something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering deep down on the soul, whether it's some perspective, some knowledge, insights, maybe a little additional thoughts, maybe a great morning, maybe a question, maybe an obstacle you're dealing with and how you need help turning it into an opportunity, whatever it might be. Now is your time. If you haven't already dropped it in the live chat, drop it over there right now, whether you're on YouTube, Rumble, or X. The live chat is open and we shall see it. And after this brief transition, I'll shift up on the screen and we'll start popping them bad boys out one at a time. Now, man, as we get into your third and final segment of the day, my friends, it is officially time for your Answers from the Anvil. Alrighty then, my friends. Here we are back live in prime time for your third and final segment of the day. Your Answers from the Anvil here on episode 697 of Forge and Fuel, baby. without any further hesitation or delay, let's get right on into that chat. DEEZYY, shift me up, my guy. Who we got out there on this beautiful Friday morning? Anthony, Delta 24, great morning, F&F peeps. Another spectacular day we've been blessed with. How grateful we all should be. Oh, who's this lady? Oh, look at you, Aunt Donnie. Shout out, Aunt Donnie. We love you. Appreciate you. Thanks for being live in the chat, spreading that love and good vibes as always. Angel SD, the man, the myth, the legend. Great morning, Mr. Peguero, Miss Martha, and all the beautiful Peguero family. Great morning, F&F crew. Yeah, F&F crew, not brew crew. Hey, if you know, you know. I fuck it one time for the one time. Brew crew! Oh, man. Good times. Good times. Good times. Shout out Angel SD. Appreciate the hell out of you. Apologies to anybody who bought into my half. I did too. All right. I did say, hey, it's all right. I got a fuckload of those things and they'll probably never be worth anything ever again. Who's to know? They're all a scam. All right. It's all right. It's all right. We got fucked. But at least we met each other and now we got this whole company, this whole platform. We're going places now, baby. Don't you worry about it, Mr. ST. The beautiful Bella Rossi. Great morning, Mama Snow. Great morning, everyone. Have a fantastic day. We love you. Appreciate you being live in prime time as always. Great to see you back in the chat. Glad you made it back safe and sound from Colorado. Glad you had some fun out there at the old birthday party. Albright's Fur Farm. Shout out to our good friend, Mr. Jared Albright. Great morning, everyone. Thank Grandpa. It's Friday. We made it. Shout out to you, Mr. Albright. We appreciate the hell out of you. Thanks for vibing, locking in, sharing some good love all morning long in the chat. I saw you all morning long. Mama Capp, Kim Jones in the building. What up, F&F crew? Let's make it a great day. Appreciate you, fam. Shout out to you, Mama Bear. We appreciate you. Thanks for being live in the chat, spreading some love and some vibes all morning long. Chris Azwomala. Great morning, everyone. Have an amazing Friday. You have an amazing Friday yourself, good sir. Appreciate the hell out of you tuning in and spreading some love in the chat. Dimitri Liakos, happy Friday, fam. Hope you're all having a wonderful morning. I myself am having a wonderful morning. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Shout out to you, D. Appreciate you tuning in live in prime time as always. We appreciate you. Nick's Vlogs, the man, the myth, the legend. Great morning, F&F crew. How you doing, Nicky boy? Great to see you, my man. Hope you're having a solid start to the day and executing that plan. Grammy P, roll out the red carpet. The Queen's in the building. GP, blessings, family. It's a great day to show kindness for being alive. Oh, yes, ma'am. Be the light. Have a terrific day. Thanks for the reminder, GP. We love you. Appreciate you being live in prime time, as per usual. Pride Stanford, there he is, one half of the Grateful Breadheads, and Kelly O around there somewhere as well, live on the television as they finesse some flour and bake up some babkas on this Friday morning. Shout out to you, Pride Stanford. Great morning, everyone. Great morning right back to you, my brother. Appreciate the hell out of you. Nick's Vlogs, FAFO, we listen and don't judge. Faux show. Who's to say, who's to know that one? That one at the top of the show was good. If you guys weren't here for the morning laughs, you got to go back to the beginning of the show and watch the three. They were primo this morning. Who's to say, who's to know? Mrs. Metal live in a building with her usual morning reminder. Great morning. Happy Friday. Today's reminder, never wait for tomorrow. What needs to be done today? Last night, I was reminded yet again of just how precious life is. Go be great in their face on purpose. Shout out to you, Mrs. Metal. Sending T's and P's your way if you need them. And shout out to you for the reminder. Get it done today. I love that. But don't take it too seriously. One moment at a time. Shout out to you, Mrs. Metal. We appreciate you. Her world to make it. How the fuck do I say that? Ho'opono. Is that ho'opono? I think that's what that is. A Hawaiian practice I learned to tell myself. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Ooh. Ho'opono. Ho'oponopono. Yeah, I think I was saying that right. Ho'opono. I don't know. I'm pretty good at pronunciations. You tell me if I'm right. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down there, Gabrielle. We love you, Mrs. G. Lou. Appreciate the hell out of you. Oh, and we love you too, Mr. G. Lou, the other half of those beautiful humming beans. Man, quite possibly high in my book. I just thought about some other couples. I can't say my favorite. I got favorite. There's like 3 couples I got like boom right in the same line. And them 2 right there, I tell you what, they're 2 of them. They are what I aspire to be when I find myself a sweet young lady. Shout out to the G. Loos. Mrs. Metal, my bestie and I were just talking about this yesterday. Find your squad that's happy for you when you win, and they're equally happy for you when you win. Be each other's hype man when needed. 150%. Everybody, there's no competition. Just being the light, being the person for that person, hyping people up, not worry. Like, it's not about it's not about what you do. It's about you. Be happy for people. Who's to say, who's to know? Great stuff, Mrs. Metal. Real Cats, friends till the end. Shout out, Real Cats. Great to see you live in prime time in the building in the X chat, as always. Mrs. Metal, appreciate you complimenting the old shirt. This is Tahiti Blue. I mean, I tell you what, this is the exclusive shirt from the 2nd annual. Oh, hey, wait, shit. I got to turn this way. Oh, it's easier to turn this way. The 2nd annual J&J Weekend Giveaway. Who's to say, who's to know? Maybe we are working on that right now as we go. Maybe you'll start to see some info, maybe some social media platforms. What? Maybe some ticket availability, maybe some hotel availability. Oh, yes, that's right, my friends. Wait a minute. You might be saying to yourself, what the hell is the J&J Weekend Getaway? Well, a long time ago, I started this show in a Discord, and then I brought it to a space, and I named it Java and Jams. And in order to always have an ode to what this show began at, and it kind of rhymes, we have the J&J Weekend Getaway. And this year is the 3rd annual. Last 2 years, we've done it in St. Louis. This year, we're doing it in Chicago, right here in my backyard. And man, oh man, we already got some great things in the works. And if you don't know, you won't know. This is unlike any other networking event that you've been to. If you decide to show up, if you get yourself a ticket, basically everything is covered for you. Your food, your drink, your entertainment. We got a hotel block for you that you get amazing rates. Chicago, I know you think a little bit more expensive. We already got some dope rates going on. If you're in the Gateway, you saw some of the sneak peeks and some things I've been putting in the open discussion. Who's to say, who's to know? There's going to be some great things happening this year. And once again, we're just looking to take it up another level. So there's going to be a few tweaks, few adjustments, few things that any of the attendees from the previous year, you're gonna see everything as it continues to roll out. So we're really looking forward to seeing some new faces. We have really grown this show, this platform, everything we're doing around the show and everything in between. And, we got a lot of new networks on the timeline and on X, and there's a lot of people who might potentially just show up this year. So who's to say, who's to know what might happen, but we are rocking and rolling for the 3rd annual J&J Weekend Getaway. If you are thinking about attending, circle the dates on your calendar, June 27th, 28th, and 29th. It is a weekend-long affair, and your one-time ticket covers you for the entire weekend. Food, drink, entertainment, transportation. We got you. I'm telling you what. This year is going to be a blast. I would not miss out. If you missed out the last 2 years because you were just wringing your hands thinking, I don't think they can do it. Don't miss out this year. Who's to say, who's to know? Well, my friends, that's all we got coming your way on this show. Remind you of a couple more things. I just mentioned the Gateway. If you don't know, you won't know. That is our all-in-one community and resource hub dedicated to mental, physical, and financial growth and nonstop each and every day, as well as benefits and perks for all of those who embrace the Diamond Hand Way. So if you'd like to become a full-time member of the community and start contributing to this brand and allowing us to grow bigger and better each and every moment, well, now is the time to start your journey. Did I mention that we give you a 7-day free trial so you can check everything out and make sure it's exactly where you want to be before you got to pay us a single penny? No way. Are you kidding me? That's doggone right. So you might as well slide in the Gateway right now. And if you're looking out for how to get into the Gateway, you can find it down here in this episode's description, located with all the other pertinent links to the Diamond Hand Media Group and anything else you might need to find on the social media or the interwebs. And while you're down there laughing, looking at those links, looking to follow us on platforms or whatever you're doing down there, maybe you could smash a subscribe button. Maybe turn on a notification bell. Maybe even crush a like button as well. What I'm trying to tell you, if you can find it in that big old heart of yours to do so before we get out of here, maybe you could smash the shit out of whatever button you see on your screen, as it only helps us continue to grow and flow and make this show and all the shows that fall under the Diamond Hand Media Group umbrella bigger and better for each and every one of you. But my friends, that's all we got coming your way today. Oh, shit. Ow! I was too excited giving you other alpha, as the kids used to say. I got some more for you. Monday morning, my friends, we will be back live in prime time on this here program. We will be rocking and rolling. Same time, same place. But there will be a new face joining me. There is a young man who has been played an important role in my life in my younger years. We may or may not have watched a video earlier on in this week where he was greasing up my eyebrows, getting some Vaseline on me before I went inside the cage. Maybe I mentioned his name. Maybe if you were paying attention, you just might know who will be joining us on Monday's show. We have a special guest. That's right, my friends. Don't miss out.
Motherfucker.
This conversation is going to be amazing. This man was one of my mentors back in the day. I kind of lost touch with him, and we have rekindled the relationship, and he is such a great guy. And I'm telling you what, he's an author, he's a podcaster, he's a creator, he's a businessman, he's a mixed martial artist for the last 40 plus years. Telling you what, this is going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun. So, my friends, mark your calendars for that. Make sure you show up on Monday. Going to be an electric episode. Not that every episode isn't electric, but that one's just going to be a little different than usual. Yeah. However, that is now officially all we have coming your way. It's time to make like a banana and split. Make like a tree and leaf. Blow this popsicle stand. Who's to say, who's to know wherever you may go, but we ask that you share these vibes with all you see around you. Maybe hold your dough. Maybe shine so bright they don't know what time of day it is when you come around. Maybe do your part in helping turn those frowns out there upside down. But my friends, it is officially time to say bye-bye. Turn that open sign to closed. But not before we remind you of 3 key and crucial things. Number 1, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse.
What?
So get out of your high chair, stop banging your rattle on the top of it, and go back to work, you crybaby wash rag. Number 2, even a dead fish can go with the flow.
What?
So stop floating downstream and try turning around and using those fins that God blessed you with for a change. And number 3, being that this here program is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind at DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out to each and every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts for investing your hard-earned time and attention with us here this morning. Your most valuable assets, and every single morning you choose to invest them here at Forge and Fuel. We'll continue to pay that investment to you, give you some high-quality ROI by showing up each and every day on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions and being right by your side while you pursue yours. Don't ever forget, my friends, that you are kind, you are smart, you are important, and you are loved. We'll catch you on the flip side Monday morning, same time, same place for an electric show. We'll see you somewhere else before then. Maybe a Discord, a VC, a group chat, the gateway, baby. But for Mr. Producer, Derek, DZ Snow, DEEZYY, my man, your guy. Your
Lightweight, baby!
Capp Soroka. Oh! We can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by. We hope you have a fantabulous rest of your Friday, unless you have any other plans, and a wonderful weekend right behind it. Maybe use this weekend to build the life you've been dreaming of instead of using it to escape the one you're currently living. We'll leave you with that, and we'll bid you adieu and say unto you, peace and love.
You listen to me and you listen well. Are you behind on your